In the late 19th century, Thomas Edison was known as one of the most prolific inventors of all time, having given the world the phonograph, motion pictures, and most famously, the electric light bulb. But hidden in the archives of history is a tale of an invention that Edison never shared with the world, a creation that was far more extraordinary than the others, one that blurred the line between science and the supernatural. It all began in 1879, during the final stages of Edison's experiments to perfect the incandescent light bulb. He had been working tirelessly for months, testing filament after filament, trying to create a bulb that could burn long enough to be commercially viable. His laboratory in Menlo Park was a hive of activity, with assistants running back and forth, tools clattering, and the air thick with the smell of burning materials. But there was one experiment Edison was conducting in secret, an experiment that he had told no one about. Late one night, as the rest of his team slept, Edison found himself drawn to an old notebook that he had inherited from his mentor, the physicist and spiritualist Michael Faraday. The notebook contained sketches and notes about energy, light, and the nature of the universe, ideas that bordered on the metaphysical. At the back of the notebook was a peculiar diagram, one that caught Edison's eye. It showed a design for a different kind of light bulb, one that appeared to harness energy from beyond the physical world. Intrigued, Edison began to tinker with the design. He constructed a prototype using strange materials, crystals and metals not found in any of his usual experiments. Unlike his standard bulbs, which relied on electricity to produce light, this new invention seemed to tap into a mysterious, otherworldly power source. Edison wasn't sure what he had created, but he was determined to test it. One stormy night, after hours of adjustments, Edison finally completed the bulb. With a sense of both excitement and trepidation, he placed it in a socket, flipped the switch, and waited. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a faint hum, the bulb flickered to life, casting a strange, pale light that was unlike any he had ever seen. It was not the warm, comforting glow of his usual bulbs, but a cold, almost ethereal light, as if it came from a place beyond the physical world. Suddenly, the air around him shifted. The room grew colder, and a faint vibration filled the space. As Edison stared at the glowing bulb, he realized with a shock that the light wasn't just illuminating the room, it was revealing something. The walls of his laboratory seemed to shimmer, and in the corners of the room, shadowy figures began to appear, figures that had not been there moments before. Edison's heart raced. He approached the bulb, his mind racing with questions. What had he created? As he reached out to touch it, the light flared brighter, and in an instant, the world around him seemed to dissolve. The walls of the laboratory faded, replaced by swirling colors and shapes that defied explanation. He felt as though he had been transported to another dimension, a place where the laws of physics no longer applied. Before he could make sense of it, he found himself standing in a vast, empty space. The air was thick with an electric charge, and in the distance, he could see towering structures, archways made of light and energy, glowing with the same strange luminescence as his bulb. As he approached, he realized that these were not mere structures, they were gateways, leading to places unknown. Suddenly, a figure appeared before him, shimmering in and out of existence. It was an old man, his face lined with age, but his eyes sharp and filled with knowledge.